Holy Q.
The smokehouse. Literally the smokehouse.
Literally smokehouse.
We have behind us this heavy equipment.
A little bit.
This
It's only like 6,000 pounds.
yeah, it goes all the way behind us. But we're with Tom Peters, repeat guest. I think he has the most reoccurring episodes, except for maybe Steve Service.
I think
Steve's definitely, and Steve's beating Nick out because Steve came home by himself.
Dang.
So we have a title holder here tonight.
Shotgun for that.
We of course have our event at the end of the month, last Wednesday of the month. I want to say it is the 28th, but you might want to double check that. I'm pretty good with dates.
I think it is the 28th.
Weirdly good with dates, so I believe it's the 28th. Not really going to say a whole bunch about that because we all already know. But if you're looking to network with businesses in the area, local businesses, I'm not sure what the camera to look at because we're in a different setup. All right, looking at the right camera and go. So Wednesday, 28th February, business networking happy hour. That's all you need to know. Still looking for a sponsor for that event. Are you insulting me right now?
No, I was moving the soundboard. And
I'm doing the best job I can.
I meant that one. You're beautiful. It's Valentine's Day. You're beautiful.
And I believe that's all else we have to plug, other than White Belt Wars.
Oh, shit.
On March 23rd, if you're a white belt in jiu-jitsu or haven't started training jiu-jitsu, start right now, and you can compete for free.
Is there a senior class?
323. It's anybody that's a white belt. You can do it. It's by weight class.
By weight class?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it'd be a good idea.
No?
I mean, I'll corner you.
Why would it be a good idea?
I'd be like, grab his and twist it.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. I would just start quoting
what was that?
movies.
Grab his dick and twist it.
yeah. I don't know what movie that's from.
No, that was from a fight.
Yeah, this guy in the stands just stood up and yelled it.
Oh yeah, is that what it is? Was it like a video online? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got that on the 23rd at the Fight for Tomorrow with Evan. That's definitely going to be a great event. Gilmar and I will be there. Possibly now Tom Peters. You can see him in his tights. He's going to wear a wrestling singlet and paint his face. Yep. So we're taking scalps that day. Okay. And so we also have Gilmar here on the ones and twos. And I think that's it for introductions and things like that. And then any sort of links or anything we reference will be in the bio.
They'll be in the bio. Exactly.
Yeah. And everything you hear on here is 100% true 70% of the time. So without further ado, we've got Tom. The reason we wanted to do it here was because he recently got a food truck that I wanted to scope out. And then I thought it would be cool to sit in front of this is called a smoker, right?
Yeah, it's a rotisserie smoker. It's an M&M 1000.
M&M 1000.
Yes, sir, from Dallas, Texas. Actually, no, Tool, Texas.
And last time we talked to you, I think you were just getting this set up.
We were waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's been a year. Wow.
Yeah.
I lack creativity. Here. I just go back a year and just re-invite people.
Oh, that's why I'm going to fight it again? I was going to say.
Really? Is that what you do?
No. It is.
I was going to say, that's a good strategy.
I didn't do it.
It's not bad.
But it has happened before. But it kind of makes sense. Like, after a year has gone by, enough has happened that, like, certain people you don't want to, like, sit down and be like, so what's happening with the truck we talked about last week?
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a year, and now you have this is installed, and you have the truck going out.
Truck's here, and working on number 2 of these.
You're going to get a second one of these?
A little smaller, yeah. To put right here next to it.
Damn. Yeah.
So since...
That's a lot of meat.
It is a lot of meat. I'm trying to separate pork in one, beef in the other, so it'll be a lot faster to cook.
That's you should have made that a soundbite. That's a lot of meat.
It's a lot of meat. It's going to be one. It should be.
Damn.
That's incredible.
I'm a certified meat slinger at that point.
Yeah, you are the meat man. I think that was the title of the last episode.
From number 1.
Yeah, the meat man. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to look back on when we first met you to now and realize that if you go to, like, you know, reviews of this place or you come here frequently, like, you definitely have impacted more than just the local community. Oh, and cool. Even if we've talked about that before, it's kind of weird to think that people, I don't know if it's barbecue, because nobody's like traveling across state lines for dim sum.
No.
Right?
No.
So I think it's,
Definitely
do you think
not.
It's your product, or do you think it's just kind of like the culture of?
I like to think that.
Yeah.
Barbecue is definitely a culture. I mean, people come from everywhere. And I laugh about it all the time. I can't get people to drive 2 miles from Doylestown, but I'll get a guy come down from Washington, D.C. or upstate New York.
Yeah.
You know? It's wild.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because people do go out to eat.
They do, but
why do people come here though?
Barbecue's not an everyday food.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, we don't have the density like we would be, let's say, in like, you know, Philadelphia or Jersey City or New York City. So being in this area, we had to adapt to the area. And that's something that I'm still trying to do, is keep adapting to better serve customers and, you know, without sacrificing the business.
And that comes in the way of, you know, changing your hours around pretty much?
Yeah,
Or
I
have
mean,
you done
changing
other
hours. If we hit a certain point, I might bring back a Thursday. The food truck is a tremendous. We haven't even really fully been out there yet, since, you know, it got here a little late. It got here in November, but people already come here because of the food truck. So it's giving us that much more exposure. You know, opening during COVID was tough because we couldn't have a true launch to really get us out there like, you know, a normal business would. But it blows me away how 3 years have passed and people are like, oh, we didn't know you were here until we saw the food truck. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing. I think almost always when people are not from here or are visiting or for whatever reason, this is definitely, other than because we're friends, but this is definitely one of the places that I recommend to kind of hit on the tour.
I appreciate it.
Because there's nothing like it really locally. There's other barbecue places, but what you're doing in particular, because you make everything from scratch, I think.
Everything.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean daily. Just the meat. Obviously, you're not like, you don't have cows out back, but you're making the cornbread, you're making everything to order.
Everything. Yeah. The cowboy beans, the corn, you name it. The barbecue sauce.
Do you how do you advertise to people with the food truck when you go to events? How do you make it known that people that like, hey, we have a physical location? It's
on the food truck. If you look around the food truck, I've got, you know, follow us on Insta, and, you know, it's funny, like even driving, the second they hit the road, I start seeing the follows hit my Instagram account. You know, we must gain like 10, 15 people a day just from traveling.
Wow.
And I've driven it before to get gas and stuff like that. So on the back of the truck, I have converting vegan since 2020. So I have a guy like speed up next to me, like give me the thumbs up and like yelling, "That's awesome!" So it was really thought out. You know, a food truck is a marketing piece. It's not just a food truck. You know, and I wanted to utilize it to the best of my abilities and really help the restaurant get put on the map as well. So I've got a good crew on the truck. They always talk up the restaurant as well. You know, like, oh, if we're not here, you can come to the restaurant. I do a lot of cross promotion, so I put like a catering tent on the counter, so when they see it, you know, call us for catering or visit our restaurant. So it's been a big help.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think the truck though, you make money off that though.
Yeah.
You have to, because the volume of meat that I've heard go out the truck door is just, there's got to be good money.
Crazy. It's crazy. Like our first big event happened on a whim. For the grand illumination in Peddler's Village. So
all right.
That's when they light up the whole village for the holiday. Mm-hmm. They had a person bail, and we jumped on it instantly.
For the Christian holiday known as Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we get there. I think in an hour and a half, we did about 3,000. Just doing 3 sandwiches and 3 sides.
Damn.
And then the generator took a shit.
Damn.
Literally brand new. So we had to shut it down. But like, as mad as I was ecstatic because I'm like, we did that much in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Selling three, you know, pulled pork, brisket, and cheesesteaks. That's it.
So does the truck kind of like, when you go back and you look at like your financials, does adding 1 truck, does that equal the business in sales?
1,000%.
Yeah. So if you every truck
overhead.
Because I'm thinking like it probably costs less to run, you sell just as much potentially out of it.
Yep.
So operating, instead of expanding this place, theoretically the expansion could just be a fleet of trucks if the demand was there.
I am already planning on a second truck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I need the smoker.
Dang.
Yeah, because I want to keep one in North Jersey or New York City, and then one down here.
Yeah, because you don't want to step on your own toes.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
What kind of competition is like up in Manhattan,
Honestly,
in the boroughs?
I don't even care.
You don't even care because this product's so good.
It's not that it's good. There's an ass for every seat. You know, if I start worrying about competition, you know what I mean? I'll look at menus and see what they have. I'll try their food. And, you know, people who love my stuff might hate somebody else's. People who hate my stuff might love somebody else's. I
struggle with that.
I stopped thinking about competition because you'll bury yourself with that. You can go down a rabbit hole and never get out of it.
Yeah, but I think there's a fine line that you can walk with, like thinking about your competition, but not thinking about what they're doing. But I think it comes down to knowing your competition exists and knowing that somebody else out there will get it done if you don't.
See, I look at my competition as people who are doing it better than me. Does that make sense? So I look at like a Franklin barbecue that you've been to in Texas.
Yeah,
I look at a Hurtado barbecue. I look at, there's no real big one. Oh, Hoodoo Brown up in Connecticut.
Yeah, I guess if you look at it from like wanting to get better.
Yeah.
But there are people.
That to me is competition.
Okay. I think that's fair. But I know that there are people out there that like aren't on the same level.
That's fine.
That I'm still competing with. I don't care what they're doing.
Yeah.
I just know that they're there.
Well, they're here. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I've been bad mouthed up and down the street, for people who are scared of what we're doing here, and I just put my head down and worry about myself. I don't even acknowledge it. They could open next door. I wouldn't even care. I'm still going to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a loyal following, though. Somebody will burn it down.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You got to throw that in there. Gilmore's a bit of a pyro.
A what?
Pyro.
Dude, when I was a kid and I used to go to Guatemala.
No,
my brother and I would make paper airplanes and light them on fire and just throw. It's good times.
Burn down fields.
Yeah, dude. No, we threw them into the street.
See?
And plus, that's not enough to burn down a field.
You never know.
Could
be a dry day.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and like look up what years you were there and see what kind of wildfires were in there.
I started 0 wildfires. I promise you that.
I mean, a lot of times when people start wildfires, they don't know they started them.
I would have known though.
Happened in
Or at least
California
that's what they
times.
say.
Either like a cigarette out the window and it was a real dry day. I started a wildfire
Yeah, you didn't even throw a cigarette out a window. You fucking lit a paper airplane through it.
and launched it.
Yeah, but into the street.
But what if like the street blew it?
Dude, I saw it die.
Okay.
I watched everything die.
We didn't, so we
But
don't know.
I did,
We
dude.
weren't there.
I was fucking there. I saw it all. I don't know what to tell you.
You're getting defensive, and that's guilty.
Nah, I'm just
You
letting you
gotta
know how it
play
is.
off cool as ice, man.
I'm just letting
You
you know.
didn't do it.
Dude, I'm chill.
The forest fire wasn't your fault.
It wasn't. None of them are. Think I'm starting forest fires?
Make
No
sure you
way.
add this part.
Back to competition. Okay.
Do you think that the local photo studio burns down?
Shit's gonna come back to haunt me, huh?
Yo, I think there is one that opened up in Doylestown too.
What?
Didn't Oscar open one up in Doylestown?
I don't know.
Watch out, Oscar.
Oh shit.
The food truck. Do you have dessert on the food truck?
No, not yet. I will. We started out in the slow season, which I like doing sometimes. Do I want to open during a busy season? Absolutely, but it is what it is. So I look at the positive part and I get rid of the kinks. Start seeing what people like, don't like, that kind of thing. So when busy season comes, I'll launch it, and change the menu around and blah blah blah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The last time we talked to you, you were just getting ready to get the food truck like a few months later.
Yeah.
How late was it? Like
November.
And you were supposed to get it like October or the summer?
Supposed to get it in, I think it was like June.
What was the holdup?
Like everything else in life these days.
Things
don't show up. People quit. It is what it is. I've made peace with that.
Yeah.
You can be, and I am a planner.
I'm not trying to dig up any dead bodies.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a planner. And I've made peace with sometimes things just don't go as planned. More so now than ever.
Yeah, I don't think anything's ever gone as planned.
Yeah.
For like overarching projects and things like that go as planned. But
Yeah.
you know, when your goals are, hey, I'm going to get this done by this time, usually that's not
the case.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But you have this bad boy, this bad Larry behind us. What is the temperature of the meat in there?
I keep it at about 250
Interesting.
to 300.
How hot can you get it?
5, I think it is.
500?
Yeah.
How hot does it take to burn a body? Do you know?
I have no idea.
In the firebox, it's like 4,000 degrees.
Oh, it said firebox.
Yeah.
That's the thing on the side that
Yeah.
you like load the logs on. Into?
That's why I love this. It's powered. It's heated straight wood with straight wood.
Okay.
There's no electric element. There's no gas assist. It's straight fire.
It's just placed in here.
No wood, no barbecue.
No wood, no barbecue.
You can have that one. You make a T-shirt. No wood,
I can
no
get trouble
barbecue.
for that.
Yeah, but if you're not like on the edge, you're not pushing hard enough. It's like racing cars.
Yeah.
You're essentially a race car driver.
I had the shirt get made for the summer. Nobody beats my meat.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's fucking good.
Oh, I love it.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I love it.
I can't take credit for that. Another company did it.
Yeah.
A t-shirt company.
I'm taking credit for the one I said a minute
Oh,
ago
yeah, absolutely.
that I already forgot.
No wood, no meat.
Oh,
wood,
yeah,
no meat.
wood. No wood, no meat.
Okay.
It's kind of, I stole it from No Farmers, No Food.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you always see those guys with like the beat up trucks with the No Farmers, No Food.
They're having a tough time, farmers these days.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
wild.
anything about it.
Well, it's just government control over
yeah?
farming and stuff like that. And, you know, these are the people who built our country.
Do you?
Yes.
I only see the videos of like farmers dumping manure at like political buildings in France. Do you know anything about any of that? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what it is. It's all over the world. It's happening all over the world.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
they're
there's a
trying to
big
regulate
upheaval.
so much with farmers from Canada to here to France. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
What's your theory on that? Like, what's
Leave the people alone.
Yeah. Do you think that's like the Illuminati trying to kill us off?
I don't want to have that conversation on live.
I'll tell you what, buddy. If you talked about that anywhere near your phone, you're on a list.
I know. I probably am. I
Might as well
probably
just
am.
come out in the open.
I had the bag in my house. I brought my phone in.
Yeah, the little Faraday bag.
Yeah, Faraday bag.
The what's it called?
That's what it is. Isn't it Faraday bag?
Silent Pocket or
Something
whatever.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, the company's
Yeah.
Silent. They rebranded. It was Silent Pocket, and now it's just the company's called Silent, and they make backpacks and stuff. I watched a video the other day where somebody threw a laptop off like a building in a backpack to test it.
Did it work?
I didn't give a shit, so I clicked on to the next video.
Nice. That's fair.
I was like, anybody, if you're throwing laptops off a building like that, you've got bigger problems than whether or not your backpack's durable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're wearing your backpack when you fall that far, you're dead.
Yeah. Backpack doesn't matter.
I'm not going to be like, honey, make sure you sue if the laptop breaks
Laptop's fine.
as I fall
You
to my
did.
death.
I think they're just trying to show how strong it is, but that is a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
Where would you be in that situation?
Well, I mean, actually, I take that back. I crashed a motorcycle one time on 95. Laptop was fine in the bag. Still have the bag.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Still got the bag, you said?
I still have the bag.
Dude.
And it wasn't like a fancy bag or anything. That's what was cool.
Was it
about it.
JanSport?
No.
It was fancier than
And it was a Dell laptop, which I was always suspicious about.
Those things are indestructible sometimes.
Yeah.
Clunky
I
ass.
mean, apparently.
They're heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy as shit.
Yeah.
You could kill someone with a Dell laptop.
Hey, could you imagine if like my backpack flew off when I wrecked and just
Dude, Final Destination
just
shit.
chop somebody's head off with a laptop?
Yo, you Final Destination someone? That's crazy.
Somebody has to make a YouTube video about like laptops getting thrown like a ninja star.
Like boomerangs that come back.
Yeah, the title of the video would be things you didn't know could decapitate you. A laptop would be on there.
Dude, you ever watched Ultimate Ninja Warrior? Sorry, have you ever seen that shit?
Don't be sorry. Any opportunity to talk about Ultimate Ninja Warrior. I mean, you've never seen this show?
No.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's like people.
I like ninja stuff. Is it like legit ninja stuff? Or what
It's
is
like an obstacle course for people that just never made it at any
No,
other
that's
sport.
different.
The Ultimate Ninja Warrior Challenge? Where they do and they like do the climb and then like fall into the water.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm thinking about.
What the hell?
There used to be this show on Spike TV where they would take, I guess, say a zombie versus a vampire, and they would simulate 1,000 battles between them. And sometimes they would do it with ballistics and shit.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's called Ultimate Ninja Warrior, but it was something.
I don't know if it's between wolves.
I think it's
and-
Ultimate Warrior.
No, it was I'll
You
look
really
it up.
need to get your act together.
What the hell?
We have a standard to uphold of 70% truth.
I'm gonna. It was the simulation was made by this guy named Max Geiger. That's all I remember. Deadliest Warrior is what it was called.
That's what it was.
Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, I've seen
About
it before.
theoretical
They had the one like the most dangerous kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Kick to the side.
Yeah.
This show sounds ridiculous.
No, it's pretty good.
Dude, it's sick.
I can trust you.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
show.
science because I only believe in science.
It is science.
Oh,
They
it
used-
is science. It's science based. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have these gel bodies, and they would simulate things getting sliced by katanas and shit.
When you watch a show like on Discovery Channel or something like that, and they pull out the ballistics dummy, did you ever like want one of them?
Yeah, of course. Dude, I'll
you-
beat that shit up.
Did you ever want a ballistics dummy?
1000%.
For like, what is that about? Like, is that because we're men, or is it just because like is there something about like? Because I would never want like a sex doll or like a weird statue in my house.
Yeah.
But if you got me like a ballistics dummy,
I would love it.
I would be like overjoyed. Be like, there's his spleen right there, and I'd like poke
Oh
it.
my god, I would love it.
Yeah.
I would tear it up.
Break a rib.
The problem is like you have to get me more than one ballistics dummy because like chances are I'd be like, all right, who's gonna stab him?
Everyone just comes over and just
Saying, like, get the samurai sword.
Yeah,
it's on
dude.
the shelf over there. Because what else would you do with a ballistics dummy?
feed it meat.
Feed it meat.
I don't know. Dude.
Is your ballistics dummy alive?
Yeah,
What the
probably.
fuck? Hey, what are we talking about over here, dude?
Dude, they got a couple of them online.
Could you imagine if you had to feed it though?
That would fucking suck. Like a
To
Tamagotchi.
keep it from disintegrating, you just had to
It's
like give
probably
it
online.
give it like a piece of jerky and it's like,
Did you ever see the
but it's
show
like
Trafficking?
completely autonomous.
Did you ever see the show Trafficking? I think it's on Discovery.
No.
It's a show about just random stuff going on. Like last night I was watching a series on Hulu, and like one episode was about the fake pharmaceutical trade. One of them was about hitmen, and then they had one about body parts. So there's an actual oddities sale site, even on Facebook. There's like certain private Facebook groups where you can buy body parts and stuff.
What?
It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah,
What the
the shit people buy, and they were saying like this, I forgot what the percentage was, but like the percentage of dead people that die or get cremated actually don't get cremated or buried; they get sold. Like people have got in trouble for that. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
So when you say that, I'm like, I like looked. I'm like, wait, is he on that fucking website?
Oh no, I'm not on the fucking website. I didn't know anything about
mean,
that.
honestly, like if that happened to somebody that like I got cremated, I would just want to cut. Like, just give me a piece of it.
Yeah, give it
Like,
to my kids.
cremate most of them,
Yeah,
but give me $5,000 a kidney.
someone had a battery in their cremation pile.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it turned out being cement powder
interesting.
and the battery and then like a toothpick. Like they
Just
they
like
just
the concrete just set up.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah.
That's fucking
If
crazy.
you had like unlimited amount of money, but you could only buy one thing, most like obscure as it is, what would you buy?
A bunker,
A bunker.
a nice one.
All right. I thought he was gonna hit me with like a full size Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil or
a
something
bunker.
like that.
That's a crazy one. What
He's a
would you
meat
do?
guy. He's a meat guy.
Mm.
What would I buy?
Yeah, bunker's a good one.
Probably a car, like an idiot.
What kind of car though?
Probably like a Porsche.
Seriously?
Something.
If you had the choice to buy anything,
Yeah, probably like a 1988 959.
okay.
I think there's like 27 of them in the United States.
It's like a half million, right? I think.
I think they're probably over $1 million
Really?
now. Yeah.
Damn, that's sick.
No, I think Jay Leno owns 3. Fucking dick.
This fucking guy.
So I'd have all that money. I'd roll up on Jay and be like, the car.
Give me the card now.
Yeah, dude.
Damn,
And
that's fucking.
you have no choice because I'd have it all. Nobody else would have any money.
Yeah, give him unlimited money.
What would you buy?
Damn, I'd have to. I don't know.
Top that.
I think I'd buy something responsible with it, like a fucking company or something. I'd buy Nvidia.
Oh, no, we weren't. No,
you're
that wasn't an option.
But you're thinking stupid shit.
Yeah, it's something you can't. This can't be based in intelligence or fun, because we would go back and Tom and I would buy much
You're
different
right.
things.
You're right about that.
So
yeah.
don't try and flex on like on us like that
no,
again.
No, you're right. You're right.
Did you hear him?
I did.
Try and
What the fuck? Don't do that. don't do that.
I used to pitch NVIDIA when I was on Wall Street. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
dude.
own a bunch of Nvidia.
Me too.
No, allegedly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Allegedly,
Allegedly,
we
You know
own.
what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I bought some 5 years ago. Allegedly. So
Nvidia.
yeah, shit's nice.
All right. So what are you buying besides a company? Because you're so smart.
Don't do that. Fuck, man. I don't know. I don't know what I would buy. That fucking. Damn, I don't know.
You have zero creativity.
Yeah,
You're supposed
right
to
at
be
the moment I don't.
You're supposed
Because
to
I
be
had
the
an
most-
answer and then it doesn't work. So it's fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you bought a company that like sold ant farms or something like that, we'd allow it.
Dude, I'd buy a fucking company that makes bouncy balls.
There's probably good money in that.
Yeah.
There's probably, you got to respect that.
Buy that.
Do you speak Chinese? Because that's probably where you're going to make.
Nah,
stuff
we're
like
bringing this to America, baby.
that. Interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to you. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, give me a second. Give me a second.
I
I,
was
get-
gonna say, where is this going?
We're gonna
Yeah,
have to get. I'm disappointed in you.
I just feel like all my hobbies are just. I don't really care. I used to like sneakers, now I don't anymore. So
Yeah,
I don't know what stupid
like
shit I
when
would
you-
buy.
When you become like, it's not becoming an adult. Like when you start becoming aware of money and like starting a business, you're like, I don't need this dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like when I see really, really rich guys buying like crazy watches and stuff, I don't think I'd buy stuff like that if I was like insanely rich. Now, I probably would buy some sort of like excavator or something that I absolutely didn't need, so I'm not going to knock it. But that's why I came up with the idea. Like, what would you buy?
Yeah, the Porsche one's good.
You can't have my idea. So back to the meat.
Yeah.
What does it take? So it's 250 degrees is like the chamber that the meat is in. How long does the meat sit in there?
Start at like 4:35 with the fire, and this thing's efficient. Like
4:35 a.m.
a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. It reaches temp in literally 20 minutes. I mean, it's a legit.
Damn.
Like Mike from Eminem and Matt are changing the game in barbecue.
Yeah, you were talking about those guys last time we were here. We actually
Yeah.
looked up the equipment online. Are they just kind of making? Do you see this person rudely calling me? Everybody knows we record right now.
Yeah, everybody knows.
The equipment from Eminem, like, do they make these like one at a time?
Yeah.
Or it's not like a
Well,
production.
he has a full warehouse now. You know, he's
got
got
the parts like ready to go.
of guys welding. This is all welded together. I mean, they do an amazing job with it.
So did you buy one that was designed for you, or did you say like, "Hey, Eminem, I want this size"?
No, he already had the model, so I just picked the one that I wanted. And in hindsight, I would have bought the bigger one. There's an
Bigger,
Eminem
like, that way?
2000. Yeah, it's wider and higher. And
Is that better that you got two though? Because then you can cook two different like.
yeah,
things.
it would make the world a lot easier. Because I mean, and again, this is just an experience thing. Like a lot of the restaurants around here will just throw everything in this at once. They'll do their chicken, their beef, pork, all in one thing, and theoretically, it's not good because spill over and everything else. So I do my beef first. When that comes out, I throw the ribs and pork in. I keep my pork butts in a pan so they don't spill.
So you segregate the meat
Yeah.
based upon like all different.
Yep.
Like everything gets its own time.
It blows me away. Since we've gotten the food truck, which hasn't even hit its peak yet, I've already had this thing filled, every shelf.
Nice.
We haven't hit our peak yet.
Okay,
This thing does 48 briskets in one shot.
that's hard to
a lot of
even
meat.
that's hard to even comprehend. What
a
does
lot
a
of meat.
brisket weigh?
15 pounds.
So 15 times 40.
Yeah.
Dee.
Yeah, 48.
Yeah.
The bigger one holds about 60.
Okay.
So when I get the smaller version of that, I might get the same size as this, because you could do about 60 racks of ribs in this,
So you're gonna get another one of these and put it right there.
right next to it. Yeah.
What and then you have to put in like a new chimney and everything.
Yep.
So you're just gonna litter Alaska with just scents of
So
fresh
it's
barbecue.
so
It's
it's so faint.
okay.
You know.
Do you have anybody come here being like, I smelled meat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a positive.
It's
to
like
the
Pepe Le
community.
Pew. Like they follow the smoke smell.
Yeah, they float
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
I always think that I live in Doylestown Borough for those that don't know. But sometimes I come out of my house and I'm like, damn, Which restaurant is that? Because I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
They could derail your day.
It's always a good burger that you smell, like on a flame broiler, right?
Yeah, it's usually a burger. It smells like expensive McDonald's.
Yeah.
You come out and you're like, oh man, I gotta eat.
Yeah, when Anna and I walk to our grocery store, there's a Chinese place, and you always smell the food. I'm like, damn, we could just make a right and go eat some Chinese and not buy groceries, but it's not the smart thing to do. But same thing happens. I'm like, damn, it's not that so bad.
Kind of sounds like an addict. We could not buy groceries and just go eat the Chinese.
That is an addict thing to say. Yeah, that's true. I got to rethink the way I say things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look out for you. I was worried because, like, dude, I get Chinese food every Friday, so like maybe I got a problem.
Dude,
I got an empanada problem, dude. I'm clean, like at least.
Empanada Mama.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Dude.
I relapsed a few weeks ago. Somebody was making fun of me because I was joking on the podcast about how much I eat it.
Oh,
there.
they're great.
But I literally ate there that much that it was a problem, and then I had I had 2 in 1 week, like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, bro, you almost relapsed.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I get the Vitality, and I will like religiously, if I have the Vitality meal, like that's what I'm eating for lunch. So I will not diverge.
They're the best.
But
Nico and Erica are the best.
Yeah, we keep trying to get him on the podcast.
Dude,
I think I'm hanging out with
I
him
yelled at him
tomorrow.
about that.
I'm eating with him tomorrow, so.
Oh, I'm supposed to hang out with him tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to hound dog him.
Oh, wait. They're hanging out with you? I call them all the time to go out. They don't want to go out with me.
This was
They're
like
going out with you guys?
This was like a...
This is taped, and I want everyone on the record.
How
So
do I
listen
back
to
at
this. I ask you guys to go out all the time. Where's my camera?
But,
Nico, I'm coming after you.
yeah, he's the meat man, dude.
Meat man. Yeah, I'll
Anyone want to smoke Nico? On
Well,
a special?
it's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
They still have a chance to not go out.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I was saying about Nico. But I eat the Vitality instead of
Yeah.
the
Awesome.
Mama. But you could tell when I went to go pick it up the second time, the girls there know me because obviously like I have Rambo with me all the time.
Right.
But they also were like, yeah, he's back. Like it's like the corner drug dealer being like,
Yeah.
Yep.
you back.
They're awesome.
Back on the wagon.
He'll always come back.
Yeah,
Get your fixin'.
that banana's just so good.
They are really good.
I don't know if I've ever reached out to them to do a podcast, but now that I've identified that I have a problem, I probably won't.
Why, you think they're going to bring some?
Well, yeah, like what if I get really good friends with them and then like
Oh, you start
have a
hooking
reason
them
to
up?
stop by and be like, hey, shoot the shit. Just like, I just bulk up.
All that fried food.
Woke up.
Yeah.
My new guilty pleasure now is burrito tacos.
Oh, I love
Place
those,
in New
man.
Hope that has
Rhea
them.
tacos.
Yeah.
What's this about?
Birria
Place-
tacos?
Place in New Hope.
Say
That
it
makes
your way.
Birria?
Birria.
Media?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they're good. I love those, man. They're so good. That night,
What's good about it?
it's just all the flavors and spices they use, and it has cheese, and it has this consomme. Not your traditional French consomme, but it's your Mexican consomme.
Yep.
It's so good, dude.
It's so good.
So good.
It's interesting that you think I would know what a consomme is.
It's like it's a
It's like juices from the meat.
Flex on me again, dude.
Yeah.
oh, it is. It's like a stewy type.
Yeah.
It's just like juice, like
Yeah,
a
with the
jus.
Yeah.
Almost
yeah.
like an au jus.
Yeah, it's almost like an au
I
jus, exactly.
know my stuff.
I got a
you
funny
know,
story.
I got myself out of
I had a
that.
lady come in one time, and you could tell, like, sometimes people just don't know food. She goes, can I have some au jus for the brisket? And the kid that was sitting, the cook, my Johnson & Wales kid, Brett, he's half deaf. And he goes, does she want juice? And he's pointing at the cooler, thinking she wanted, like, apple juice.
yeah, these
and
are
I
juices
jumped in.
everywhere.
I said, no, man, we don't have au jus. You know, and he goes, when he finally heard, he goes, just give her the fat from the inside the smoker. And I was like, Brett, shut the fuck up. I didn't want to piss her off. And then she wanted A1 steak sauce. And I said, oh, crap. I almost threw her out. I
Yeah,
said,
you
lady,
hit her in the back of the head with an elbow.
I'm like, this is Texas-style barbecue. We don't have any of those things. I'm sorry.
I never understood A1 steak sauce. I don't like it.
Me neither.
I hate it. I don't know why people like
A1
it.
steak sauce is for people that cook dry steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, or eating steak with ketchup.
It's kind of life. It's a life preserver. It's the shock paddles when you have a heart attack.
It brings it back.
That's what the A1 is for a steak.
But even that's temporary.
And it doesn't always work.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like when they shock you, like you're like 1 in 16 chance of living.
Yeah.
So you throw that A1 sauce on there, you're 15 out of 16 not fixing the situation.
Yeah, dude.
Eat that dry meat.
That dry shit.
I will throw A1 steak sauce on like turkey on Thanksgiving though.
I've never done that. That's interesting.
It's, again, trying to shock the meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to load up extra sides so there's like nobody can be like, hey, didn't take that much meat.
Yeah, I always ask
Sucks.
for the leg or the thigh.
I mean, it's gravy.
Gravy? Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
love on the gravy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Douse in gravy.
Do you ever build like a little mashed potato volcano?
1,000%.
100%. Who doesn't do that?
1,000%.
That brings us back to the, like, we're going to create like a questionnaire. It'll be like, decide who you are as a man. And the first thing's going to be the ballistic dummy. And then the second question is going to be like, do you make a volcano
Yeah.
with your mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're okay.
Yeah, you're fine, dude.
You're going to be all right.
You're going to be all right.
Buy gold.
That's all. That's fucking nuts. I don't like ketchup on steak. I don't like A1 steak sauce on steak. I don't know how people ever do that.
I kind of have quit the ketchup. I still bang a little bit with it at brunch.
Same. I bang a little bit of ketchup.
But I do, when I was a kid, like, I was part ketchup.
Would you eat just the package raw? I knew a girl that would do that. It was nuts.
I don't know if I ever did that.
Yeah, she would, at lunch, she would grab a bunch of little packets and just slurp them.
Was she poor?
Probably.
Like, was she eating for free? Like,
I mean, I went to a poor school,
she's
so
making fun of kids. Like, look at this idiot.
but at least I ain't eat ketchup just raw.
Yeah, but she's getting her calories for free. You got
Dude,
punked.
that's crazy though.
I wonder how many ketchup packets you got to eat a day to like sustain yourself long term. NASA probably figured that
Imagine
out.
the amount of sodium you're slurping down, dude. Ugh.
You want to live?
You probably could die faster by eating ketchup every day.
You think?
Got a point.
Probably.
I mean, you guys both know more about food than I do.
Yeah.
I know a little bit.
Either
I'm
way.
retired. No.
Now, like, you've been doing food because you had a bar out west, and then you came out here, but there was a little bit of a break between that.
Yeah.
Do you, like,
20 years.
of like being in the food business all this time, what do you think the best food business to be in is?
Best food business to be in?
Like, you could say the ice cream man.
It's hard to say like one specific thing, but I would say keep it as simple as possible. Especially right now, because staffing is still a problem. Inflation is huge. I look back every year, anniversary year, and track all of my expenses, and it's been an upward trajectory from paper goods to you name it.
Yeah.
Everything's gone up. So I would say whatever you do in the restaurant business, keep it simple and stupid. In hindsight, again, not being from here, I probably would not have chosen this area.
This area being
Peddler's
the
Village
the
area.
Hobbit Hill.
Yeah, I would have went to a denser area like a Doylestown or closer to Philly or something like that, or even like towards 611 somewhere up that ways.
Do you ever
high
think?
traffic.
Do you ever think there's a number that you get to where it doesn't make sense to be here anymore, or do you think like your roots are here now, so you're just gonna?
We've grown.
Okay.
I have to say, like our trajectory has grown huge. Like we've got a great following. Our numbers. Remember when I first opened, I was 5 days a week, and then went down to 4, and now we're down to 3 because Thursdays were so up in the air. I'm selling more meat and goods now in 3 days than I did in 5.
Yeah, I think that could also be. It's tough as a business owner to know what what you're doing is working sometimes, because like that could also be because your reputation has grown so much that people like you could be doing more business in that time, but you haven't been open for 20 years.
No.
So there's no way to know if like.
Well,
I would probably agree with you and say being open 5 days a week isn't a good idea.
I know I was ahead of the curve, I think, because I track numbers. One thing about being a restaurateur is you have to be a business person first, restaurateur second, right? You could be a great cook, but if you don't know how to manage your business and run it in such a way, you're never going to succeed. The number one restaurant groups, I guarantee you'll find an accountant in that mix, right? So I'm seeing now other restaurants in the area cutting their days down, dropping days, cutting their hours back. But do you want to do it when it's already too late? Or do you want to do it to save yourself?
When you started doing it, I understood, like, mathematically why you did it. Like, I didn't need to ask. But I was also kind of surprised, like, when it happened. Because I was like, oh, really? And then when you kept cutting it back, and then I talked to you, and you're like, wow, we're still doing fine. It just doesn't make sense to be open.
Yeah.
From a business sense, yeah, of course I get that. But I guess in my, like, thick skull, I just think, like, oh, restaurant, you have to be open no matter what.
A normal restaurant, yes.
Yeah.
A normal restaurant. If I was doing burgers and breakfast and all that stuff, absolutely. Because that's something people could eat every day. This, you can't. Right?
Do you have anybody that come in, like, every week or eat or, or would try and eat this every day?
1,000%.
Nice.
I have people that come in religiously every week, order the same thing every week. I love them for it.
Yeah, of course you want those people.
Again, with the food truck, you know, we've brought on a nice new clientele, which is great. You know, I can't complain.
Do the bars or like the breweries you go to with the food truck, or maybe places like that I don't know about, do they give you the feedback? Obviously, like, they're having you out there and there's like a reciprocal agreement where you're feeding their company, their customers, but do they say like, hey, like, we definitely need to bring you back? Because
I have gotten tremendous feedback from a lot of the breweries.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But again, I'm a systems guy, right? I have the systems in place. I have my entire restaurant on the truck, so I know the quality of the food that's getting put out is the same as the restaurant. You always hear, like, oh, on the food truck it sucked, but in the restaurant it's great. Not with us. So, like, I had the same systems with, like, you know, with the counter person, the cutter. We're the fastest. That's the number one thing. You guys are so fast. You know, from the time an order gets placed to the time it's out, it's under 5 minutes.
Because the food is
Already cooked.
But it's the same way inside the restaurant.
Same thing.
Because the food you cook, well, I mean, at least all the meat, like, you don't make the mac and cheese in here. The meat, the cooking process is done when it comes out of this.
Yep.
And then you put it in kind of like a holding
cabinet.
Okay.
Yep,
And
at a
that's
set
just like
temperature.
a heated cabinet.
We keep it about 170, which is standard because you're not going to keep cooking the meat.
That was my other question was.
And that was the number one thing I hear from people. Then I hear, holy shit, this stuff's so good. They've had barbecue trucks that are nowhere near the same quality. So, because of that, I think after the first month, again, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. People got around to other breweries and were like, you have to get Holy Q. My phone started ringing. We're like, we want to bring you on. So it's been awesome. Like, I literally have 2/3 of this year already booked.
Damn.
It's February.
It's incredible.
And that happened in December. So I kept some weekends blank for some festivals and stuff that we want to do. But, we have some gaps to fill. So I'm thinking, well, if we're doing this now, what's going to happen when we're in full swing? That's why I'm already planning truck number 2. Because I'll do that all day.
Because you're also getting another smoker and everything because you
I will do that all day.
Numbers.
If I can unwind this place, which I probably won't, because we still have a great loyal base, I would do mobile all day. But this has been great. The restaurant's been great on the weekends.
What's like the single most like the hardest lesson or the most like impactful lesson or thing that stands out to you the most about it's like setting up a food truck? Like what was like the obstacle in that you either didn't know or was like the big pain in the ass?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't hit that point yet, I don't think. Everything's run smooth.
Is that because you chose like certain vendors to build the truck, use a certain vendor to do this? Like, is it because of
you know what it is, man? The food truck was the original plan. I wanted a food truck back in 2014. So it was literally like a pipe dream. Like, I wanted a food truck. When I was trying to get out of real estate, it wasn't a restaurant, it was a food truck. But I couldn't do it up in Jersey because everything was so expensive and couldn't raise the money. So it was surreal when we walked up to see the finished product. Like, I literally froze. I'm like, wow.
Oh, okay.
Like, this was awesome. So, like,
it was more so the truck itself was kind of like,
it was
instead
all
of
planned
asking
out.
like what the obstacle was, like you had been thinking about the truck for so long.
I had every detail
that it
done.
was are all those problems you already had in your mind.
Yep. Plus, again, I talk to people who are doing it better than me. You know, I learn from other people's mistakes. And that I think helped me out a lot because I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to talk to somebody like, you know, what do you do about this? What do you do about that?
Have you always been that way?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Since I was a kid, I always was attracted to talking to older people about life, about business, about whatever. And I just felt like, I mean, yeah, I was still a punk kid. I still did my kid shit. But I was insane, dude, growing up. Like, I had my first bar when I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
How many guys? I don't come from a rich family. I come from a blue-collar family. My dad was an electrician. My mom was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and then she opened her own little cafe. But, like, I knew I could do more for my life. You know, I didn't finish college.
Why open a bar, though, of all businesses?
I loved the nightclub scene. You know, again, 24 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I was a club kid.
So were you kind of like, oh, I like to party, I'll set up a place that I can party all the time? Or was it just something like, oh, I know about this? Like,
I know about this. My first job behind a bar was when I was 14. I was a soda jerk at a teen club.
A soda jerk?
Yeah. So a teen club, you know, again, you're talking almost 35, 40 years ago. You know, they had teen nights at these nightclubs.
I used to go to teen nights.
We used to have teen nights when we were kids.
Did you?
They probably don't do that anymore.
Carmel
They
at the
don't do it
Jersey
anymore.
Shore. I used to go
Kind
there.
of like that.
Q102.
So
used to do
it was
one
Birch Hill. It was Birch Hill Swim Club in Old Bridge, New Jersey. That I bartended at. So soda jerk, whatever. But then as I got older, I started bartending at 18, and I loved the business. You know, and I went to Barnes & Noble and bought a book. It's dummies, you know, business plan for dummies. They had a segment about the SBA. Like, you can get money from here. I'm like, I could do that. You know, this is back before anyone had laptops. You know, I borrowed a friend's computer and did it at their house and wrote a business plan, and sure shit, I got approved.
It's kind of wild when you see people just out and about. No one in particular comes to mind, but people that just seem incapable of figuring things out, but they want to own a business or do some sort of endeavor, maybe not own a business, but do something, and they don't know, like I guess what I'm thinking about is, like, somebody yesterday asked me for directions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know how to get there. Google it. So, like, the resources that we have today, I think people have, like, been desensitized because hearing you about getting, like, an SBA loan, but, like, going and getting it,
Dude.
like, you can just email those dudes now. Like, you just go online.
Back then you couldn't.
But you couldn't. So, like, do you think that there was, like, more accessible money back then for small businesses?
Not at all.
No.
It wasn't accessible. It was you had to learn the process, right?
Yeah. So, do you think there was, like, more gatekeepers and more things that, like,
1,000%.
you had to jump through
1,000%.
compared to now?
1,000%. Life right now is so much easier for so many people, and they've gotten lazy in doing so. Like again, can I have directions?
Yeah. Well, I can't. Like, it was an older lady, so she can.
Yeah,
you know,
I
I
get
told
that.
her that. I
And
told her the
that,
directions.
That's one thing.
But like, what I'm saying is more so, like, I wasn't around back then, or maybe I was a little kid when you were doing that. But, like, it seems apparent to me that people right now are, like, lazy or lack resourcefulness or motivation, or there's an abundance of, like, reasons why people aren't doing more with the accessibility of resources that we have currently. So it's interesting to ask somebody that, like, started a business when they were 24, 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
That's, like, it's interesting to hear what your obstacles were. Cause, like, I see a lot of, like, young people, or I was a young person starting my business, and, like, it seemed like an obstacle, but now looking back on it, it was just so easy, and I just didn't know.
Here's the thing, man. You know, I hate the word entrepreneur
Yeah.
because it's so overused. Everyone wants to have that spotlight of owning a business, but they don't want to do the work to do it.
I don't think it's the entrepreneur's fault that that's a thing, though. I think it's the existing entrepreneurs that created that, because I used to have a problem with it like that, and then one day I realized something. I knew an incredible amount of people on, like, social media that were successful, but were also like lying about how successful
Oh,
they
yeah,
were,
1000%.
or like what was actually going on. So I think we inadvertently created like a class of people that want glamorous businesses but don't realize. I think I was one of them, because for the longest time I was like, why is this so hard? I'm just trying to start a business.
Seeing social media is, and it's a two-part thing. I hate entrepreneurs because of social media.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone wants to be this and be that, but again, what's real, what's not real, right? You don't see the downside of it.
My love for Gilmar is real.
It's always real.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's right, it's Valentine's Day.
We're pathetic. We're here on Valentine's Day. Oh my God.
Sitting around a smoker.
We like to talk to Tom about his meat.
It's only meat getting talked about.
They don't glamorize how hard it is, the struggles of being an entrepreneur. I still struggle to this day. It's a part of the life. Everyone's like, oh, you're doing so great, you're this. I'm like, don't believe everything you see on social media, right? Not that we're doing bad, but, again, when it was hard to find employees, they didn't know I was solo for 2 months, cooking and making meat at the same time. There's a whole other side of owning a business or building a business that people don't talk about that I think we should.
Well, I think it's like you go out of business if you can't get it done on your own and you're relying on other people. I always have like a real fond respect, or at least a curiosity, for people that run businesses that they know absolutely nothing about the technical side of the business. They're just good at, like, either they invested or they're good at the finance. They're good at a different area, but like they're manufacturing something and they have no idea how to do that, or it requires an insane amount of people to do it.
Yeah.
I always like look at that. I'm like, now that's real business.
Look at you have to understand. You have to ask for help.
Yeah.
Places that you're weak in, and I'm notorious for that. If I can't do something, I'm going to ask somebody else, or find someone else to do it for me. Right? You can't do everything yourself.
Yeah.
As a business owner, you just can't.
How do you find yourself, like, how do you keep your cool when you have, you're working 3 days a week here, so you're only interacting with your employees for 3 days.
Yep.
Like, how do you handle the stresses of the rest of the week and, like, the business, and keep it away from, like, the 3 or 4 or however many employees you have, so that they can
We're
just
up to 6 employees now.
Okay.
We have 3 more coming on, so we're growing that way. Managing people or I hate the word managing. Leading people is an art, right? And, I do a lot of work on that still. I go back to my coaching days and look at old notes on how to lead people and teach them. And a lot of it's having the right people around you who want to grow with you and create that culture. But I don't have that much stress with that. I've gotten very good at managing my stress. Last year when we spoke, we talked about self-care and stuff like that, and I've been great with that. I take time for myself now. I'm back at the gym, eating better.
competing in white belt wars on
Competing in
March
white belt wars.
23rd.
Watch out.
Show up.
It's about creating that balance, and I think doing that has helped me run the place a lot smoother.
Do you create like an environment, because you have such a wealth of knowledge from starting business young, but also working in real estate and travel and like doing business in different states and things. Do you have like a system or like a way where you bring everybody together like routinely, whether it's like monthly or quarterly, and kind of like go over numbers and like have them weigh in? Like how do you approach that?
We do a monthly meeting to go over where we're at, what's coming up, and then we do our daily pre-meals, pre-shift before, what's going on, any mistakes that happen, talk about that. So it's all about communication. And I'll ask them, where are we lacking? What do we need to do differently? What's been a struggle? How can we do this better? Right? So they feel like they're a part of something too, which is what I want. I want people to feel good about coming to work, like they're actually doing something and not just showing up, bringing in stuff, or cutting meat. They're a part of building. Trust me when I tell you, when this blows up, which it's going to, with the food truck and this place, the people who stuck by me.
I would say you're actively blowing up.
I literally was going to say something.
I would say if we look back on it, I would say you're in it right now.
I hope so. I hope so.
Because from an outsider's point of view, it's like, I've known you a long time now, but not really that. Like, it's weird to think because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But it feels like so quick. And to see, I mean, behind every overnight success is like 20 years or whatever. But to see like the equipment increase and then like the food truck, all of those things are tangible to people outside of like your own movie. So we see it happening. That's why I was kind of like, we got to hit Tom up for a podcast, or he might be famous in a few months. And
Yeah.
I need to,
we got to stay on his good side
he's
before
gonna
he gets
forget
on
about
like
us.
Food Channel and shit.
listen, you know me. I legit, I'll be the same dude.
Yeah.
For me, I'm the guy behind the curtain, honestly. Like, I don't like to be the guy that's, in the spotlight or the limelight or anything like that. I put my crew in front of me. They're the ones doing the work, right? I open the door for them and let them do it. This is a team thing. It's never an I thing. Yeah, I just steer the ship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you hold the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I create the vision, right? And I hold them accountable to help me carrying that vision out.
Yeah. I was never, for a long time, I wasn't good at, I mean, I still might not be good at it, but I'm focused on taking, because I'm like a big vision guy. Like, I know how to get to places. Like, I know systematically how to do it. Usually always, or like I know what areas like I need to infill, but I'm bad at communicating to like everyone around me and to be like, look, like we have to do these finer details because the bigger picture is all of these finer details. And I'm obsessed with that stuff, not like in an unhealthy way, but like I want the experience of my projects or builds to go a certain way. It isn't like I'm blind to things going wrong. Like that's my position is to solve the wrong that comes up. But I do like the details so much in terms of like the scope of work. Like everything is so focused on that. Like sometimes when people rub against that in the past, I've just kind of been like, not like,
It turns you off.
it's like, damn it.
It's like, I know.
I wanted to like you, but now you criticize.
Honestly,
Not like
dude,
criticize, but like you're like, oh, why do we have to do it this way? It's like, well, like I should be able to explain to you why. And when I don't get that opportunity, sometimes I just want to blow off and just be like, you got to be kidding me. You don't see it.
The most valuable thing I've learned is no one's going to care about your business more than you.
Yeah.
And the key that I've learned is to keep bringing people on who care about your vision. It's all about the people around you. And who you surround yourself with.
I would agree 100%. I got a really good taste of that a few times.
Yeah.
And I realized that like you can have the vision, but you have to put the people together that the vision benefits them.
But then
you have to connect the fact that like, hey, like I guess like for example, this isn't exactly how it went, but podcasts, for instance, it's like Gilmar already had a media business and I approached him and be like, look, I have an idea for a podcast. You have a media business, like you want to get clients, like why don't we interview clients together and then like you try and sell them media services and then his business like does well. That's like my vision of the podcast then benefiting Gilmar, so that's why he would do it. Not exactly how it happened at all, but like that's kind of how I try and approach everything now. It's like how can I get even like the sponsors for the happy hour? It's like how can we expose them to different people, more people, like have better conversations about their business so that they sponsor like either shows or the happy hours. And then we're kind of like, it's weird because now you're kind of beholden to making sure that like your vision lines up to like the other people's vision that you want to like simultaneously benefit. So like, that's why I was asking that question. Like, how do you juggle that?
Juggle what?
Like just like kind of like taking your vision and then also like setting your expectations separate from your vision.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like people know what they need to do, but also like want to do it.
So what I've gotten comfortable with is pivoting. The vision doesn't change. How you get there can change. Whether it's the people around you, whether it's doing something differently. So the key is to keep your eye on the prize, but be comfortable with nothing goes in a straight line. You know this.
Yeah.
Right? Stock market. If you look at a 50-year span, the Dow is at here, now it's here, but it was never a straight line. You're going to have your ebbs and flows. Like, I feel like right now, for me, I'm finally in my groove with my staff and with what we have going on. Like, we're in synergy right now. Like,
that's because you've learned the lessons, or was it the people you put together, or why?
It's both. It's a combination of these. I've learned the lessons. I've gotten rid of dead weight. I've made adjustments, but you have to be true to what you want, and you have to make sure that the people around you are going to value that.
Do you find that this happens to me, where I know what I want so definitively that I find myself like either being short with people or not even wanting to even I don't even want to talk to you. Like, so like I've had to kind of find like a balance between actually being a human being as opposed to being like, hey, like I don't have time for this at all because I have this goal in mind.
First thing I ask myself is, if something's going sideways, is not what are they doing wrong, it's how am I failing them?
Okay.
I put it on me first. What am I not doing right? Am I not explaining myself properly? So I'll always ask, how do I need to show up for you in order for you to do the job that I want? Is it a communication thing? Do I need to explain something? Maybe, everyone hears things differently or sees things differently. So I dig in. And if it's going to reveal one thing. It's either I'm failing them because I'm caught up with all the other ancillary things, or they just don't care enough.
Do you find that when people, like, I learned that test where you kind of just ask how you're failing someone, and then if you are, they'll explain it. But otherwise, do you ever notice that when you ask someone if you're failing them, if they're guilty or they've been slacking or anything, they behave kind of erratically?
Yeah.
Is that like a normal thing because you kind of like cornered them? And like, how do you avoid that?
I don't avoid it.
Oh, you just go head on in.
I go head on, dude.
All right.
You have to.
Yeah.
This is your livelihood. It's other people's livelihood, right?
So the question, it kind of goes like, hey, how am I feeling you?
Like,
the conversation goes
I don't
back
say
and
how
forth.
I don't think it's failing. It's
Just
it's
summarize.
miscommunication.
Yeah. In summary, I'm just saying.
And a lot of times, maybe I didn't explain something well enough for them to understand, right? The process of, like, say, how to make something or how to serve something or whatever the situation is. But if you ask the right questions, you'll get to the answer faster that you're looking for. It's either they're not going to be a fit, or it was you failing them in a way where, all right, now you've got a better employee now because now you explain properly. Right?
Yeah. The most recent thing, like I had my brother fill out like a bunch of stuff the other day, and I went back to check and like something wasn't done right. And like it was such a menial thing. Like I barely, like I didn't really care, but more so what I cared about was like when I asked him like, hey, like why did you do it this way? I was concerned that I didn't explain it correctly and potentially wasted a bunch of his time. It was ultimately fixed pretty easily. But I was kind of like, did I like just not explain this part of the thing? Because like I don't know how like mistakes happen, and I've realized that like a lot of times mistakes in my job like start when I didn't explain something clear enough.
Is it safe to say you and I are alike in a lot of ways?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? We've had this conversation before. Not everyone thinks like us.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
We are the ultimate thinkers, right? We overthink shit. I mean, let's face it, we do. And
ultimate thinker seems a bit intense, but
no.
I'll join you on the ultimate thinker.
It's obsessive sometimes.
It sounds like we have a TV show, The Ultimate Thinkers.
It's obsessive. The problem is, did you explain that to the person, right? Well enough.
I used to just think there's no possible way that you couldn't see it the same exact way.
But not everyone does, though, man.
No, it's
and that's
I failed myself
painful.
for years.
It's painful.
Do you find with your vision, Gilmar, are you communicating it clearly to the people that need it? Because you're new to the.
Yeah, I'm new to business. I mean, I've worked in kitchens and I've managed people and dealt with them. And I also had to learn how to talk to people differently, what they're receptive to. Yeah, it's an art. And I enjoyed it a lot because then it made me get along with different kinds of people. And because of that, I think I get along with almost anyone now. But I think with me, I'm solo right now. But I think when I put something out and I get the response from the client, for example, Evan, when I made that video for him, we talked about what we wanted it to be, and to me it came across as he probably didn't want it to be emotional, but I wanted to make it emotional just because that's how I do work. And when I sent that to him, he replied with, "Dude, you're gonna make me cry," and that's what I wanted to communicate.
He messaged us at like 10 o'clock at night.
It was a great video.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Okay, so that's like a perfect segue. Evan had a vision for this video.
Mm-hmm.
What did Evan tell you his vision was? And then I'll put in what the video was.
Okay, so Evan said he wanted to create a video for the gym touching on community, and he didn't want to focus on the jiu-jitsu part of it more, but more of how the gym has benefited someone.
Like the impact it's having.
The impact and also the community, and he wanted to make it feel that it was inclusive, and I think it is. I mean, I don't even train there, but every time I go, all the guys are really friendly with me. We become friends. We follow each other on Instagram. We talk shit to each other. So
you're the honorary white belt.
In a way, yeah.
I've said that before.
How much do you weigh?
I think right now it's pretty bad. I weigh 179 right now. Pretty bad. It's pretty
Really?
bad. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we fucking...
Dude, I'm at 179. Dude, I have to get back down to 155. That's
155.
That's kind of where I walk around at, I think.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I was going to say for white belt wars.
I'm way out of shape.
Nah,
dude.
I'd get destroyed if I competed at 180. No way.
You'd get destroyed because you've never done jiu-jitsu.
That too, but also, But yeah, that's kind of what we spoke about.
Are you saying I'd destroy you?
Definitely. Yeah, dude, you're a blue belt,
because
dude.
I'm thick.
Purple belt.
Purple belt. Yeah, my bad.
Oh,
I forgot.
I saw that.
I forgot.
How could you
Bow to
forget
your
that?
sensei,
I forgot,
bro.
dude.
That was epic.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Drop down. Give me 20.
No. Shit. I'll pass out. No, yeah.
So you pretty much did exactly what Evan asked you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just threw your flavor on it, and that's how we got an excellent video. So you took Evan's vision, because you have actually an interesting job now that I'm thinking about it, because you have to take people's visions of themselves and make it either equal or better than what they do. You ever find people that are disappointed in themselves, that you're like hey, I did everything I could to make you look good, not in a mean sense, but people, their own mental image of themselves is just not capable of being captured?
I've had people that have said, I think I don't look the best. Maybe it's a me thing. I've heard that before. So I mean, it's rare when that happens, but that's happened before. But typically, yeah, it's that's kind of what makes me want to continue doing it more, and what makes me want to get better at is.
You nailed that video.
Thank you.
The cinematography was.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Part some, inside baseball. Part of the reason I knew that Gilmar was going to be relatively fine, I knew he was going to have to do some work, but the entire time that he worked for us, and then when he was working for Nick, people would ask me, if it would, they would just reach out and they'd be like, oh, who is that guy? And they thought that Gilmar was kind of unobtainable because he was working for other companies. But they didn't. So when he went out onto his own, I was like, all these people that have been messaging me for years, being like, oh, I wish I could use him. I'm going to be like, yep, now you can. And that's kind of what happened. There's a lot of Steve.
Yeah, man.
Jen, all those people that were kind of just
we have to talk about
hanging out on the fence. Yeah. You guys doing a podcast?
I want to, yeah.
What are you going to call it? The Meat Man?
No.
What are you going to do?
The Holy Q Chronicles.
The Holy Q Chronicles?
Yeah.
What are you going to make it about?
I don't know yet.
Yeah?
I have a little platform that I'm working on.
Okay. Interesting.
That's
Is this
awesome.
going to be a limited show, or are you going to do
It's a combination of things. So I used to speak a lot with Keller Williams and teach at a lot of different market centers, and my vision was to become a national trainer for them. And the lady who, Antoinette Perez, 5 foot tall, you had to go through her in order to get approved by the company to speak. And long story short, I've admired this woman for years. And she visited me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
From Austin. She was teaching in Philly and rented a car and drove down here, and we sat down and we have some things brewing because look, this woman could command a room of 10,000 people speaking at an event and have them silent. Like, she's that powerful. And she taught me how to speak in front of people and lecture and teach and all this stuff. So I hold her in a very high regard.
Yeah.
So now that we can do something together and create a little platform, whether it's a memoir, whether it's a consulting business, whether it's back on the road helping other restaurateurs or entrepreneurs or business people, because business is business, right? So look, I really have a passion for helping other people that way. And if I could do that on my off days and build that up, and I think a big part of it is the podcast, because you have to have the visual, you have to have something you could touch, whether it's a manual, a book, or whatever it is. So I want to hit all areas with that. You know, speak at food shows, speak at, whatever.
I know a great videographer, like marketing guy, if you need one. Oh, sorry.
Oh shit! Hey,
Well, I'm Gilmore approved. Listen, I don't want to do anything half-assed. It's just not in my makeup to do that.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have the money in place to pay him what he's worth.
Yeah, there's been a couple people that have like complained about like aspects of Gilmore being in business. I'm like, bro, you don't know shit about video and things like that, because when you put out a video, because like, and then they don't use you ultimately like for price, or like they got this other person, they got it's usually somebody else is doing it for cheaper. That's usually, it's not your price is expensive, it's somebody else's cheaper.
It's good ain't
so it's
cheap,
like,
and cheap ain't good.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm always like, when people are like, oh dude, and I'm like, but when people are like very clearly on the Gilmore train, I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Well, dude, seeing that video was proof.
Oh, with Evan saying?
It was insane.
Oh yeah.
Like I watch this stuff on the sneak. You know, I try and have him come in to sit down and talk. He never shows up. He blows me off.
what? That was a one time.
Oh no.
See, he's learning, dude. The soft
learning.
touch,
Yeah.
the soft touch in sales.
Yeah.
I said, call people.
Yeah.
It's easy, just rattling the change jar sometimes, and then people are like falling out of the woodwork.
Oh no, dude.
I have to be careful about this. This isn't supposed to sound conceited, because everybody struggles with leads and sales and things like that. So like, not trying to paint a rosy picture, but like, I have to sometimes dial it back how much I'm asking for, in terms of like,
why?
Because like you can only do so much, and then if you do, like I've found myself in the past like saying yes to too many things, and then next thing you know, you have disappointed people, or you didn't hit the standard.
Say yes to the right things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Amen.
But you got to swing at every pitch.
Yeah.
You have to.
Why?
Because then you're going to get to those better things.
Yeah, but then when the people are like, I'm in a batting cage.
Yeah.
And swinging at pitches. Yeah. Right. But if you're on like playing in a game, you only get so many pitches.
Not necessarily. I mean, listen, dude, you're going to weed shit out.
Yeah. That's what I've done. That's what I've been doing. Yeah. We just went around in a complete circle.
We did. I love it.
Do you got anything for the meat man?
The meat man? Yeah. Why is it that this heats up in 20 minutes? Is it the way it's welded shut? Is it the material?
It's heavily insulated. It's got
that fast?
18-inch stack, an 18-inch wide stack. It's an actual chimney.
Damn.
I don't know if you can zoom out and see it, but it's a massive stack.
Yeah.
So the flow of this thing is phenomenal.
Damn.
They use pizza stone inside the firebox, so it retains heat a lot better.
Oh, there's pizza stone in there.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's awesome.
That's the way to
pizza
go.
Stones and a big shaft.
I'm telling you, like, these guys left no stone unturned. Like they hit every detail. That's why they've gone from literally 4,000 followers to over 100K.
That's crazy.
On their Instagram. They've traveled
in a super niche market.
In 3 years. Yeah. They just literally sent one to France. They sent an offset smoker to France.
Damn.
They're working on Dubai.
Damn.
They sponsor every major barbecue festival in Texas. Like, but when I tell you humble, I can call Mike right now and have a half-hour conversation with them. Like, they're just salt of the earth. Like, they're solid guys.
Sounds like we got to have them on the podcast. We got to go to Texas.
Well, we've been talking about traveling. I think by next year we'll be multi-state.
Yeah.
They're
domestically.
solid.
Be cool to go to Texas, talk to some
I'm
people.
telling straight
I'm
up,
due for a
someday Gilmore's going to get up the balls to ask Anna to marry him, and we're going to go to Guatemala for the wedding.
Okay.
And I'm foreseeing this, and I'm just going to interview the whole town. I'm going to go around with like a backpack.
I could
and
do that.
just-
Yeah, right. My brother got married in
Can I
Guatemala.
hold the?
I know, that's what I'm
The
saying.
boom.
I'm banking
The boom.
on you getting Guatemala.
brother.
I'll hold the boom
Yeah, he hook us up.
in my tropical shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
My
got
straw
to
hat.
wear the beanie, though.
yeah. You gotta keep the
Dude,
beanie on.
you look good in a beanie.
It's
do.
cold out.
You're a beanie guy.
You're a
beanie
beanie
guy.
guy, definitely. Yeah, I
like the
agree.
beanie.
Yeah,
Yeah, certain people are beanie people.
yeah.
I like the real loose one too that hangs in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you look like you vape.
No,
I mean, like a sleepy time beanie. What do you mean?
I smoke fucking legit cigarettes.
I got a problem.
Yeah, I said that to someone at jiu-jitsu a while back, a younger lad that I probably shouldn't have.
Oh wait, I remember this.
Yeah, I said to him, I was like, dude, cut it out with this vape shit. Smoke real cigarettes.
That's
Like,
it.
Don't be a little...
That's it.
It's like, I know neither of them are good for you, but there's something about the vape that I'm like, nah,
Nah, you can pass.
just get
Pass.
dude, like, smoke a cigarette.
But that is stopping though. I've cut down tremendously.
On cigarettes.
I'm on the health thing for last
Awesome.
year. Yeah, it's been good.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
What does cutting back on cigarettes look like?
Like a pack a week now.
Okay,
Yeah.
damn. How many cigarettes in a pack? 18?
20.
20.
Damn. So you
And
smoke?
what's crazy is I don't even smoke a whole cigarette. I'll take a couple puffs and flick it. That's it.
Why?
That's it.
Is it the nicotine?
I don't
you
know,
think,
dude.
or do you think it's
I
just
don't
the
fucking-
Some
They
people
inhale
just
and
have
the
that
exhale.
habit. It's just
the
the habit
habit.
of doing
the
it.
habit?
Habit.
Yeah. I found a
But-
video on my phone. I was going through like old videos. Sometimes I like to scroll back and just see what I can see.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy I used to be really close with. We were walking into a takeout food place, and he just like reaches up and puts something in the bricks. And then we come out of the takeout food place, and he reaches up and takes something down from the bricks, and he had a cigarette with him. And he couldn't take it into the place we were
That's
in.
funny.
So he left it in the wall and came back out still burning.
That's crazy.
And I literally
That's
laughed
funny.
so hard at this video. I wish I still talked to this dude because I was
That's
like, dude, this is
awesome.
fucking hilarious.
That's awesome.
Typical him.
Typical
I'm
guy.
not going to air him out.
Yeah,
but
can't air him out.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's funny as shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's it for you?
Yeah, man, that was awesome. The
Well, it
food
sounds
truck
like you
is.
got a lot of work. You got to stop in for barbecue.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I will next week. I should be able to.
Yeah.
Friday, right? You're open.
We open Friday through Sunday.
Okay. You want to stop in?
I'm not, dude. This is your set.
Are you free on Friday?
I can hang out.
Are you afraid to come by yourself? I'm not gonna-
No.
I'm not
I just don't like not inviting people to things.
Something
This is
happened.
business though.
Something happened
Okay.
to him.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
What?
He doesn't feel safe alone.
Yeah, Andrew's my Rambo.
No, I get that.
Yeah. I'm
I'm not gonna like root for you or anything. Like you're
No,
not
no, no. I just don't like not inviting people to things.
I know.
So
Okay, but
yeah,
this
you don't
is-
have to come.
This is a
but,
business thing. Like
Yeah,
I want
okay.
to talk to
I'm
you
not gonna
about your
sit down to
business.
your business meeting.
Okay, all right then.
Did you go to all your business meetings?
I'll sit
No.
at the
Then
table.
what the
next
fuck's
to-
wrong with me,
Nothing.
I'll sit at the
Dude.
table behind you.
dude? He's sneaky. Something's going on.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I do think he's cheating on us.
He's cheating on us.
No, I just
What else you doing, dude?
nothing. I just don't like not inviting people.
Well,
to
you got
things.
all this money coming in. You work at home.
I don't have
now.
all this money
Do
coming
you
in.
have an
Wish.
OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
Have you ever posted a nude picture of yourself on the internet?
No, never.
That was in that show.
What?
That show, the trafficking show, it's
Okay.
actually called Sextortion.
What a name.
Sextortion.
What a name.
They were getting these like either really old people or young people, like high school kids, and they meet this girl on Facebook who's like sending them all this stuff. Send me a picture of yourself naked, and the guy does, and then she goes, "Well, I just copied all of your friend list. I'm going to send them this picture to all of your friends if you don't send me $300." And like 2 guys killed themselves,
Oh shit.
young kids.
That's why you always got to keep like for me, it's like a big African American piece. So when those like random bots hit me up for nude pictures, I always send them a piece.
Yeah, gotta
Like,
have it.
yeah, so they're like, "Oh, I blackmail you. I'm gonna show this to everyone." I'll be like, "Let them know that's mine."
I'm proud of that.
I'm like,
one.
my mom took this picture.
Looking good, sweetie.
Yeah, it's bigger than my forearm.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
It's like a baby's leg.
All right.
All right, cool. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, good way to end it.
We got that. I'll probably cut this piece out and just edit this piece out talking about big members.
It is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so it's fitting. This is the No Prisoners podcast with Tom Peters. owner of Holy Q Smokehouse in Lahaska, PA. We got all the links and stuff like that down in the bio description. Whatever you're listening to, whatever platform, just scroll down. We'll have all the links down there for different things we talked about and Tom's business. Hit us with the subscribe, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube. Also give us some likes. The analytics are starting to really help us in a positive way, and they're also starting to kind of hit another level. I'm not really sure how to define it, but we're super appreciative of everyone that's listening, because the show's definitely entering another platform, like another level,
another norm.
The new normal for us is looking kind of cool. So we appreciate everyone. The show really wouldn't be anything without the people that come on and the people that listen. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. How'd you know that was that?
I didn't. I took a risk.
That was awesome.